I want to share how I actually moved to Japan as a Filipino. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this episode of Life in Japan, I want to share how I actually moved to Japan as a Filipino. If you ever dreamed of living in Japan, I hope this video helps you. This is based on real life experiences, my experience, me and my partner's experience living here in Japan for a year and a half now. Before anything else, I also just want to preface that this is my story, our journey, so your experience may be different or might look different from ours, and that's totally okay. I also just really want to share our story with hopes of being able to help anyone who aspires to move to Japan or to get at least one step closer in making their Japan dream happen. So the burning question is how I moved to Japan. So, easy answer. We moved to Japan on a student visa. We came here to learn Japanese in a Japanese language school. It was the most practical and realistic stepping stone because I knew that if I really wanted to live here long term, language will be a huge factor. I had to learn the language first to really be able to immerse myself into the culture. Studying Japanese full time also allowed me to adjust to my daily life in Japan and also understand the culture and slowly build confidence. Plus, it's also one of the, I would say, the easiest ways to move to Japan as a Filipino before fully committing to working or settling down here. The longer version of how I moved to Japan is that first, we actually worked with an agency. It's called Jellyfish Education Philippines. And I also just want to say thank you, Jellyfish Education, because without them, we wouldn't really be here in Japan. We worked with them, and honestly, they made the whole process easy. They handled most of the communication with the language school, and they also guided us through every single document process. Also, without them, I wouldn't have survived all of the tedious process and paperwork that was needed. Huge shout out to Jellyfish Education Philippines. I highly recommend them because they really helped me and my partner get our COE, our Certificate of Eligibility, approved, and even after moving to Japan, they were really helpful. And up until now, actually, they're really supportive, and they're always there to support us and guide us. Speaking of COE, what is a COE? A COE is a Certificate of Eligibility. It's basically a requirement from the Japanese government. You must secure this COE before actually applying for the actual visa. So again, COE before the visa. You have to secure the Certificate of Eligibility first before the visa. Whether that's for studying, working, or joining family, anyone who's moving to Japan should secure a COE first. Here's a quick breakdown of the requirements for you to be able to apply for a COE as a Filipino. Documents for COE application: valid passport, passport size photos, certificate of graduation or TOR, birth certificate from the PSA, proof of financial capacity, bank certificate, bank statement or sponsor's ITR, letter of guarantee or financial support from the sponsor, again, your parents, your grandparents, or your families, application form, personal statement on why you want to study in Japan, and then Japanese language school enrollment document. And after submitting all of that, you have to wait around 2 to 3 months before the immigration actually approves of your COE. The process was Jellyfish Education helped us gather all of these documents. They reviewed the documents, making sure that they're up to the Japanese immigration standards. They submitted these documents to the Japanese language school that we applied for or is hoping to enroll in. And the language school will be submitting these documents to the Japanese immigration. After you secure your COE, which we did secure it in about 2 to 3 months after submitting all the documents, you will then apply for your visa. So once you receive your COE, that's when you can apply for, in our case, our student visa at the Japanese embassy in the Philippines. We submitted the COE that we secured from the Japanese immigration. We submitted passports, visa application forms, and IDs. And then it took about 2 to 3 weeks before we actually got our student visa approved. So it's a pretty straightforward process as long as you already have your COE. I would say 90% of the time you'll get your visa approved. After that, we booked our flights to Japan, our one-way flight to Japan. The first time I actually booked a one-way flight, packed our entire lives into a few suitcases, you can say, and finally made the big move going to Japan. It was actually a surreal experience. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. So that's our experience. Now I want to share some tips or advice if you're someone who really wants to move to Japan. Also, if you're a first timer moving to Japan, hopefully these tips will be of help for you. Tip number 1 is to find a reliable agency or school partner. I 100% recommend that you work with a third-party agency from the Philippines because it lessens the anxiety and the worry if your paperwork are actually accurate or up to the standards of the Japanese immigration. And I also 100% recommend Jellyfish Education Philippines, again, because they really supported us. They'll help you also avoid common mistakes in documentation and timing. Again, the whole documentation process was a very tedious process because you really have to make sure everything is correct, no mistakes with your name, with anything actually, and the agency will help you with that. Tip number 2 is to obviously prepare for your finances. If you have plans now, just make sure that your finances are in order, because I'm not gonna lie, we did shell out money for the move, and I would say that I'm privileged enough to be able to prepare for that in the span of, I would say, a year. So if you really want to move to Japan, I would say please keep your finances in order because you will be shelling out money. Aside from the tuition fee that you'll pay, you also have to show proof of income or proof of funds, maybe around 1 million pesos, because they have to check if you can actually support yourself while living in Japan, most especially if you're moving here as a student. Tip number 3 is to research your language schools carefully. Just make sure that you check the location of your language school, check the schedule, their rules, the part-time job support if available, and then the housing options as well. With our language school, they provided all of these. They have housing options for us. There are a lot of housing, apartment, share house options in their website. It's not their housing, but they're in partnership with these housing options. They'll be able to help you communicate or coordinate with these housing options. Also, with the part-time job support, our school provided that type of support. Actually, where my partner works right now is a recommendation from the school. He was introduced to that part-time job, and up until now he's still working in that job. And then the schedule and the location is also really important because you'll be going to Japanese language school every day, and you have to make sure that where you live or where you plan to live is convenient to where the school is. So just research your language schools carefully and just make sure that that is the most convenient school for you. Tip number 4 is be patient with the process. It's easier said than done, but it really takes time. Once your COE or the certificate of eligibility is approved, things will just move so fast. But the process before that, it will be a lot of anxiety because there's just a lot of waiting. You just don't know whether or not your COE will be approved. But as long as you make sure that your documents are in order, or that your agency helped you gather all the documents that you need and that you made sure nothing is wrong with the documentations you submitted, then I'm pretty sure you will be approved. Just trust the process and just be very careful with the whole documentation process so that when your certificate of eligibility is processed, then it will most likely be approved. Tip number 5 is to don't be afraid to ask for help. Join Facebook groups or forums for Filipino students who are already in Japan because they're really supportive. In my case, I actually went into the Jellyfish Education Philippines website and I found a student from the school that I chose, and I messaged her and asked her a couple of questions because at that time I was really anxious about the whole process. And then I asked her how her experience was, and she was really patient with me and she did help me go through, like, just answer the questions that I have. And up until now, she's actually still my friend. The first thing I did when I came to Japan was to actually meet with her because I was really thankful for her. Without her, I wouldn't really be able to have the peace of mind while waiting for our COE in the Philippines. So yeah, that's how I moved to Japan. It took a lot of patience, tedious planning, but I would really say it was one of the best decisions that I've made in my 20s. If you're dreaming of moving to Japan here someday, I would say don't give up on that dream. Whatever your circumstance is right now, please don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the dream. It's 100% possible if you take it step by step. Please don't give up. There will always be a way to make that dream happen. If this video helped you or inspired you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Japan related experiences and videos. My videos aren't really the most creative because it's just me yapping most of the time, but I just also want to be able to help anyone who's in the same position as I was a year ago. So if you have any more questions or if you have any more video recommendations, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!